If you can't watch a full podcast, watch a clip instead. You'll be as entertained and as informed. That's my guarantee. That's why you gotta subscribe to Dostcast Clips.
About the origins of the word Kashi. Kashi itself meant in Sanskrit means illuminous, something that is effulgent and glowing. Some people also think that it comes from the tall grass which grows there, Kasha, the grass. Some say it's named after one of the kings who ruled in the place.
The Kushans?
Yeah, no, not the Kushans. There was a king with a similar name. So multiple, etymological derivations of the word Kashi. But in the Puranic times, Kashi was the kingdom among the Shodash Janapadas, the 16 republics that we had, Mahajanapadas, Koshala, Magadha. In that, Kashi was a very important kingdom. And it slowly started losing the importance that it had, political importance at least. The other name, Varanasi, is interesting because there are two rivers there, or streams or tributaries. One is the Varana river and the other is the Asi. Asi is where you have the Asi Ghat also now. The Asi is also called the Shushka Nadi, or the river that dried up. So Varanasi is cradled in between these two streams, and that's why Varana and Asi, Varanasi. That's how it became. And Varanasi was the capital of the kingdom of Kashi. So though now they are, interchangeably used, but Kashi was a larger, kingdom which had that name. Now, over time, Varanasi became Banaras and so on, especially during the Islamic, rule, who could not probably. The upper branch of Varanasi became Banaras. So these were the different names, but in the Puranic text itself, Kashi itself has so many, parallels, synonymous names. It's called the Avimukta Kshetra, or the place where Shiva, in the Skanda Puran, he claims that he tells his consort that he was so fascinated by the town that he promises that he'll never sacrifice or abandon the town. So something that is unabandoned, or avimukta kshetra. It's also the place of salvation, because he assures every soul that whoever leaves their mortal coil there, once the soul leaves the body and comes out, he himself, Bhagwan Shiv, is supposed to come and whisper the Tarak mantra in their ears and ensure that the soul goes to, salvation. So the mukti, so avimukta kshetra comes from there too. And it was a forest of bliss. So it was called Anandavana or Ananda Kanana. But at the same time, and every part of Kashi, there is Shankar. There's a popular Hindi proverb. It says, Kankad Kankad mein Shankar. Every stone there is symbolic of Bhagwan Shiv. And so that's why it was also called Rudravasa, a place where Rudra lived. But alongside, what is important is that it was also called the Mahasmashana, where probably one of the few places in the world where a funeral pyre or a cremation ground is not considered inauspicious, which is a part of the birth and death, the cycle of birth and death, being so inevitable truths of the world. So it's a Mahasmashana. There are funeral pyres burning all the time at the Manikarnika Ghat in Kashi, on the banks of the Ganga. So, and Shiva, as the presiding deity, literally overlooks these cremations. So I think it's a fascinating and an esoteric place. And structurally, many people have argued that Kashi is not just random temples distributed here and there. It's like a yantra where every deity is located at a particular, angle from each other, and collectively they create a cosmic energy, which is what gives Kashi its, the magnetic field, the importance, and so on. And this, the spatial distribution of these various shrines has also been described in almost all the Puranas, which I've accessed in the book too. Some of it is too complicated, so that was outside the scope of the book. But then in the course of the research, I noticed, right from the Skanda Puran, the Linga Puran, the Shiva Puran, the Padma Puran, the Vayu Puran, the Brahma Vaivarta Puran, all these texts which have been composed over various various spans of time, talk about this spatial geography, the sacred geography of Kashi, as to which shrine comes at which, and it's actually so beautifully described. You go so many course or so many distances away from one another. Take towards the right there is this shrine, towards the left there is this. So it's very beautifully also demarcated and marked as to what this spatial geography is, and that is what formed what is known as the Panchakroshi Yatra, or the 5 course yatra, within which all these different shrines came. So there was it's like a series of concentric circles. There's a center, which is the Antargriha, which is where Vishweshwar, the presiding deity, lies. And there are other concentric circles, all of which form part within this Panch course, where when Bhagwan Shiva is supposed to have, incarnated there, he kept his feet and that of his consort, Devi Parvati, and together these 5 courses that their feet covered is what created that sacred geography, is what the Puranic stories talk about.